Hey everyone, this is Andrew from SchmitzCustomArms.com. We had a Verona SX405 come in the other day. It was missing its bolt handle and bolt retaining spring. So we decided to order a new spring, and we're going to have to fabricate the bolt handle from scratch because we cannot find one. So let's go ahead and get started. To start out this project, we begin by facing the part. The material we are using to make this handle is 7075 aluminum. It is not necessary to use such a high grade of aluminum, although we had some laying around in our shop, so we decided to use it. 6061 aluminum would have been just fine for this project. Now, as you can see, we are removing the bulk material off the main shaft of the handle. While making these initial cuts, we are taking off roughly 100 thousandths of material per pass, and we have the lathe set at a moderate feed rate. We were getting a little bit of chatter during this process, but we are trying to remove the material as fast as possible. And surface finish was not that important to us until we get closer to the dimension of the shaft. We did have to remove some material on the knob portion of the part so the tool post did not run into the aluminum stock. Once this relief cut was removed, we then went to the final dimension on the shaft. At this point, we did move the lathe to a slower feed rate. The dimension of this shaft is very important to the function of the bolt. To get the dimension of the shaft, we measured the slot on the bolt carrier, not the bolt. If the operating handle is too loose, the handle will cause the action to bind inside the receiver. So the tighter your tolerance is, the better. When we got close to the final dimension, we started checking the shaft dimension against the hole in the bolt carrier. Next, we started shaping the knob. We reduced the material to 650 thousandths. Once we reached this dimension, we started to chamfer the part at a 30-degree angle off the center line. There are no dimensions on the knob that are critical to the function of the gun, so we shaped the bolt knob as we went on. Next, we found where the retainer spring slot needed to be on the shank of the handle. We applied blue dicum to the shaft and used our calipers to mark the shaft with the correct dimension. Then we inserted a 60-degree threading tool into the tool post to create the groove. Once our main shaping was complete, we then parted off the part from the aluminum stock. We then flipped the part around in the lathe and faced the knob end of the part. We also cut a 45-degree chamfer so the edges are not sharp when running the bolt handle. We then took and placed the part on the mill to cut the flats. We started by cutting the flat on the bottom, which is the full length of the shaft. We did this side first, so we had a flat surface to square up the top cuts. We then flipped it over so we could make the cuts on the top. The dimensions for the first cut was taken from the left side of the bolt carrier group to the inside wall of the left side of the receiver, minus 5 thousandths. The second cut is from the retainer spring groove to the operating handle knob. Next, we sanded the part to get rid of the tool marks, so the part would be able to insert into the bolt assembly freely. Off camera, we applied a couple coats of an epoxy finish. We only applied it to the knob as the finish adds a few thousandths to the part and it would make it difficult to insert the part. Finally, we inserted the new operating handle into the firearm. Once the gun was fully reassembled, we then performed a system check to ensure the firearm was functioning properly. Hey everyone, thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button down at the bottom. Also, if you like what we're doing on this channel, please subscribe. And if you have any comments, questions, concerns, ideas for different movies, different things you want to see, please leave them in the comment section down below. And we'll try to answer them as best we can. I want to thank you again for watching, and I hope to see you next time on SchmitzCustomArms.com.